Welcome, Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me today with a short practice to help open up and mobilize neck and shoulders and upper back. We tend to hold a lot of tension there, and also we use a lot this upper area for our computers and driving. So we'll take a short practice to help us unwreck a little bit that space. Okay, so in a comfortable seat is the way we are going to start, and you can sit on a chair, you can sit on anything that is comfortable for you and that helps you stay upright. The first thing that we are going to do here to start is to take a deep inhalation through the nose and a big exhale. And then as we line up the spine, shoulders over the hips, take a moment here. We'll start mobilizing the neck, inhaling at the neutral position through the nose. And exhaling through the nose, we'll bring gently and slowly the chin down towards the chest. Then we inhale, we return to neutral. We exhale and slowly bring the chin up, the head back a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the way, okay? Then again, we inhale and exhale, coming forward, tucking the chin. Inhale. And if this movement of taking the head back is, it becomes that it gives you tension or it's too sensitive, you can always use your hands behind the head and hold there to help the movement and not going too far, okay? And then again, going down, back up, and one more time, returning to center. Good. Then from here, we are going to take one hand to the side. You can choose to have the hand only pressing into your sticky mat, or perhaps the whole forearm, or maybe halfway, okay? If you have a tall elevation, it will be more difficult to go all the way down. So I'm going to take this pillow out for me, so I'm a little lower, and then I'm going to put the hand down. I'm going to keep the head facing down and the chin facing down towards the hand that is on the sticky mat. And with the other side, I'm going to turn the palm up, inhale from there. And then with the exhale, bring that arm over. And you're pushing with the opposite hand. And I'm taking my belly and chest towards the ceiling, but I keep my head down. After a full breath of being here, I'm going to tuck my chin towards the chest and stay here for another 2 breaths. And then I'm going to untuck the chin. So I just let the head become heavy and rest there. And I take the upper arm all the way down, but I'm not coming back with my body. So I'm extending that opposite arm away from me, releasing the head for another breath. And then with the hand that is on the mat, I'm going to push and return back to center. Good, we go to the other side. Opposite hand goes to the side. I'm going to turn the opposite hand up. I'm bringing that arm up and over. I'm gazing down towards the mat, and I'm going to release the head first. And then tuck the chin in. And breathe here a couple of times, feeling that stretch and opening on the opposite side. Then I'm going to untuck the chin, just resting the head without creating any force, and taking the aerial arm back down, extending that arm away from the hand that is on the sticky mat, and breathing in and out. Good. Then with the hand that is on the mat, I'm going to push and return to center. Good. Then from here, we're going to mobilize the shoulders a little bit. So just rolling one shoulder up and back and down, Then the other one, up, back, and down. And again. One more each side. Good, and then I'm going to reverse. One coming up and forward and down, and then the other one the same. Two more. And one more. Good, then from here, we are going to create a different movement. Sitting tall again, I'm going to lift through the spine, and I'm just going to make my head and my neck move forward and back. So when I move the neck forward, it's pretty much the same movement that we don't realize that many times we do when we are on our devices, typing, or even driving, right? So that would be the movement. It's not my torso coming forward, but it's just the neck and the head. And then the opposite movement, bringing the head back, is actually pretty important because it's one that we don't do often and we want to firm the muscles in the neck. So then again, I'm going to bring the head forward and then bring it back. And again, keeping the spine tall, chin and neck and head come forward, and then I'm bringing myself back. Three more. If you can stay a little bit in the back, that will be helpful to fire those muscles and make them a little stronger. Last one. Good. And then from there, I'm going to just switch the cross of the legs. And I'm going to take a gentle and simple twist, bringing one hand to the opposite knee. The opposite hand goes behind, and you can keep the hand on the knee or put the palm facing out or anywhere where it feels comfortable. Then I'm going to inhale, lift the spine and twist over to that side where the hand and the leg meet. And the shoulder that it's behind you, you're going to try and take it a little further back as you keep lifting through the spine. After that, we are going to bring the chin over to the front shoulder, and we lift the chin of the chest so it's parallel to the floor, and we breathe for 2. Good, then I'm slowly returning to the center, and we'll switch into the second side, opposite hand to knee or palm facing out. The opposite hand goes behind. I'm going to inhale, lift the spine. With the exhale, I'm twisting over to that second side, bringing the shoulder that it's behind me a little further back to the wall. And from there, once I feel the lift through the spine, keeping the neck soft, I'm going to bring the chin over to the front shoulder. Good, then we slowly return towards the center. One more we'll do here. We inhale, arms up overhead, lacing the fingers. We press the palms up. We try to straighten through the inner arms up towards the palms. Feel the sides of the body opening and push a little bit the sternum forward and up and lift through the crown of the head. Inhaling. And then with the exhale, I'm going to bring one arm over the other and take the eagle arms. Now for these eagle arms, you can always modify and put the hands on top of the shoulders. I want to show you sideways. We are going to modify the shape a little. So for this version, to open the upper back and the shoulders and the chest, I'm going to let my upper back go rounded and the shoulders come forward a little and the chin go down. So take one breath here. And then with the second breath, I'm going to start lengthening and widening my collarbones and that will help me come back towards that neutral spine. I'm going to lift the elbows to the same height of my shoulders and lift the chin a little bit. And now I'm going to breathe one more time into the upper back. Good, then we inhale, arms up. And with the exhale, we switch sides, putting the second arm on top, taking that eagle arms shape and letting the upper back round, the shoulders come forward a little and bringing the chin down. Take a full breath here. And then from there, I'm going to start lengthening and widening the collarbones until I come more towards the neutral spine, chin up, and the elbows lift to the line of the shoulders. Take another breath. And then release, arms up. Exhaling, we release the arms to the sides. Nice. From here, I'm going to come up. So I change a little bit. We shake a little bit through the shoulders. And if you have a belt, this will be super helpful. Take a belt and make a loop that has the distance that goes from shoulder to shoulder, okay? And from there, what I'm going to do is just place my arms inside that belt, that loop, right? I'm going to put the arms inside and I'm going to make sure that that belt is at the elbow height, okay? My palms are facing each other. And once I have that, I'm sideways so you can see the movement in the shoulder. I'm going to roll one shoulder forward, up, back and down to set my shoulder blade down. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other arm and shoulder coming both back and down. So I'm opening through the front, I'm extending through the arms, I'm breaking into the belt with my elbows, and I'm going to try and keep my sacrum long, drawing the navel up towards the nose. And then I'm just going to try and keep that same action that I'm doing, but lift the arms a little further away from the back body. Breathing in and out. Another breath. These exercises, you can add more repetitions. I'm just showing and demoing so you have a few tools to help for the chest, the neck, and the upper back, okay? And then from there, we release it. And we let that bell go, shake it a little. And standing with feet hip distance apart or even a little wider, you can bend your knees and we're going to mobilize a little bit more through the arms. I'm going to cross my arms in front and then the same thing in the back. But when I cross, we are going to try and cross the same arm in front and then you'll switch and you'll do the same arm behind. So if I start with my right arm, I'm going to cross the right on top and then the right on top when I go behind, and then the same thing for the left, okay? And we're going to stay fluid and mobile through the hips and the knees so it's not super solid and we don't force the knees too much, okay? So I'm going 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, up and up, switching. It can be a little bit challenging for the brain, but it's a good exercise to open up. They are the joints, upper back. So you can repeat a few of those a few times. Let's do one more each side. And then release it and let it go. Beautiful. Then from here, I'm going to add one with the wall. So just so you have the reference, I'm going to stand next to a wall, putting my elbow, forearm, and palm. The palm is facing up. And I'm standing in Tadasana or the mountain pose. And what I'm doing is to have the distance to the wall that it's, of course, my upper arm bone, but also my shoulder, it's a little bit inside the foot that it's closest to the wall. Once I have that, I'm going to stand tall. I'm pressing with my hand that it's at the wall into the wall, and then taking my sacrum down heavy and lifting through the spine. I'm going to keep that arm and shoulder as connected to the wall as I can. And then I'm going to start walking away from the wall, just a few inches. For some of us, we can go far. For some of us, we cannot. Some of us, we need to get a little closer to the wall or perhaps a little further. And you may even need, depending on your height and your structure, to modify the height of the arm, okay? For some of us, the height from shoulder to elbow fits perfect. For some of us, it doesn't. So check that. No pain. So you may feel, of course, the opening in the front muscles, ligaments and the joint, but you don't want to create any pain. So then you stay here for a few breaths. That shoulder blade of the side that it's at the wall is moving into the back of your chest. And then you slowly return towards that neutral where you started. Release the arm and take a breath to take notice of that side compared to the second one. Then we'll take the second side. I'm going to go with that second arm. I'm staying parallel to the wall. I'm pushing that forearm and hand into the wall. I'm creating my Tadasana shape. Once I'm there, sacrum long, I'm going to start walking myself away from the wall and opening that armpit, chest, shoulder, sending that shoulder blade down my back and into the back of the heart. Take a few breaths. One more. Good, and then I'm returning, releasing the arm. Take a moment to feel, pause, observe. Good. And we'll do one more before we end this short practice for the neck and the shoulders. So now standing in Tadasana, or you can of course open up the feet a little bit more. What I'm going to do is a combination of movement of the head and the arms. So I'm going to start with one arm turned with the palm facing out. And I'm going to slowly, at first I'm going to have the head above the spine, so the chin is off the chest. And as I bring my arm up, I'm also going to bring my chin towards the side of the arm going up. Then when I take it down, I'm turning the palm, returning with my head, going down with the arm and taking the chin over to the other side. Again, the same arm, I'm going to turn, external rotation for that arm. And as I bring the arm up, I'm also taking the head and the chin towards that same side. And then I'm reversing it slowly, taking both opposite ways. Again, let's go with the same side. Coming towards one another. And then exhaling, taking it the other way. Good, returning to center, we'll switch the sides. Now the opposite arm, external rotation. As I start, I bring my chin towards the arm, coming up. With the exhale, I'm moving both away from one another. And again, inhaling. Exhaling. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, we inhale, arms up overhead. Lace the fingers, extend through the index, lengthen through the sides, make your sacrum long and heavy. Bring the palms into the heart center. Thank you so much for joining me in this short practice for neck and shoulders today. Namaste.